Ever felt like everyone is judging you when you walked into a room? What if I told you that that's not reality, but just a reflection of how you see yourself? Hi, my name is Precious, and one of my bachelor's of science is in psychology. Today, we're going to talk about a concept that is simple, but yet deeply misunderstood. How you think others see you is usually just a reflection of how you see yourself. Let's break this down psychologically and cognitively. First, we're going to talk about projection. So, in psychology, projection is a defense mechanism where we unconsciously attribute our own feelings, our beliefs, our thoughts, and our insecurities unto others. So, if you believe that you're not good enough, you're more likely to believe that others think so as well. If you struggle with self-worth, you might interpret neutral signals as disapproval. This is just your brain looking for a confirmation of your internal narrative. Let me give a personal example. So in the past, when I was insecure and I had low self-esteem, whenever I put myself out there and tried something new, because I already thought negatively about myself, I would naturally assume that people did so as well, even though there was no way for me to validate what they were thinking of me. But now, since I've done the work, since I've been improving constantly, I know my worth, I know my value. Now, if I put myself in a new environment, I am so proud of myself that I did so. So naturally, how I view others is that they are thinking positively of me. Although there is no way for me to validate what they're thinking of me, but how I view myself, I am projecting that onto them. The truth is, you're not actually perceiving others' judgment, you're just hearing the echo of your own self-talk. This is not just a theory, it's a survival response. Projecting your fears onto others creates a false sense of control. So if you already assume that they dislike you, you can easily brace yourself for when they do. But the truth is, this only deepens anxiety and disconnects you from reality. You're seeing the world not as it is, but as who you are. Now let's layer in the spotlight effect. This is a very powerful cognitive bias. Gilovich et al. In 2000 actually found that we drastically overestimate how people perceive or view us. So you might walk into a room and think that everyone is noticing you. They noticed your outfit, they noticed your hesitation, they noticed your awkward posture. But the reality is that most people are thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what they're wearing, they're thinking about what they're going to say next. The spotlight effects tricks you into believing that you are on stage 24/7, when in reality, you're just in a room full of people who are on their own stages. The uncomfortable thing you said, the moment you stumbled, the truth is they might have probably not even registered it. But if they did, they moved on. But we stay stuck. We replay it, we exaggerate it. We assign it more weight than anyone else ever did. Here is a double punch. When projection and the spotlight effect work together, your insecurities become amplified. You assume that everyone sees your flaws as clearly as you do and that they care just like you do. But most of the time, people don't care. So now that we understand what's really happening, how do we take back control of the narrative in our own mind? You can do this by pausing and asking, is this really their opinion or is this mine projected? After that, you need to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, have I made peace with how I see myself? Do I believe I'm worthy of being seen without judgment? Am I walking into this room with presence or with projection? When you rewrite the way you see yourself, you start to experience the world differently. The room doesn't feel hostile. The silence does not feel as loud. The glances, they don't feel as threatening. You stop assuming rejection when none exists. You stop imagining judgment where there's only curiosity. And you stop letting your mind play both roles, which is the critic and the crowd. So the next time you're worried about what someone who doesn't know thinks about you, pause and remind yourself that what you think they are thinking of you is just a projection and an echo of your own self-talk, which means that you can change it too, just like I did. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns, and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to further expand on. All the references I used to create this video will be linked in the caption below. That is all for now. Bye.